Right, so the Most High is revealing to me the reason why the Messiah said, preach the kingdom of heaven is at hand. He wanted to instill that in his people that we sin not. Because when you have in your heart that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, you're not going to be out there doing what you want to do. You're going to be thinking that the Most High is coming at any time. Okay? He can come today. You need to be thinking in your heart right now, the kingdom of heaven is at hand, so that you don't go out there and break the Sabbath. So that you don't go out there and eat what you want to eat. Because the Most High can come anytime. The day of Yahweh, which is the day of the Lord in the Bible, can happen anytime. We don't know. We don't know the day or the hour. Or even the year. We just don't know. We're supposed to be thinking the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Okay? Because just when you think that you got to figure it out, thinking that he's not going to come, that's when he's going to come. So yes, they were preaching that. And people are like, well, that's how you prove that he was a false Messiah. No. Because he was saving our people from sin just by stating that. Just by having us think that. And those people that trusted in him and his teachings and his prophecies escaped out of that siege that came in 70 AD. And yes, it's documented that a lot of them fled into Pella. When you look it up, fled into a city called Pella in like 68 AD. So they were waiting. They were thinking that the kingdom of heaven was at hand, and they was taking heed to everything he told them. And today, we should be thinking the same thing, not be thinking that we have it figured out when he's going to come. Have it figured out thinking that we know when the day of the Lord is going to happen. Because it could happen today. It could. It could happen this Passover. Because a lot of our people that are proclaiming to be in the truth are not even keeping Passover. So he could come on Passover while people are still thinking that they have time to debate on whether we should keep the Passover or not. And the day of the Lord could happen this Passover. And a lot of our people will be judged. The ones that know will be judged for not keeping Passover. So, I mean, we got to be smart when it comes to the things that we're looking for that would show us that the time is near. Because those things are already happening, have been happening. When our ancestors went into slavery, Jacob's trouble started. It started during the siege of 70 AD. Jacob's trouble has started. We're waiting on it to get even worse. What about the things our ancestors went through? Throughout all these generations leading up to ours. Do you think that wasn't Jacob's trouble? That was all Jacob's trouble. And so now, throughout these generations, things have gotten better for our people for the most part. Our ancestors couldn't imagine the lives that we live today from what they were going through. It seemed impossible for us to be living like this today from the things they were going through. So that's telling me that the Most High, He's getting ready to free His people. Everything our people have been going through throughout these generations in our captivity was Jacob's trouble. And it's evident that now He is moving in our favor. If you are obedient to His law, statutes, and commandments, He will move in your favor. And I know this to be evident in my own life. I thank the Most High 24/7 for the blessings that I see in my life. No blessing is little. I thank Him because I see the miracles. I see Him moving. And so that just leads me to believe that yes, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's at hand. We're thinking that the Most High is just gonna allow His people to be wiped out by these other nations when they have been wiping us out throughout generations already. Our God is a merciful God, and He loves His people that are obedient to Him. And a lot of us have wakened up and have come back to Him. He's coming to save His people. He's coming to go to war for His people, to put His people back in order. Because unless He does that, we're going to be out of order. We will never have peace for real until He comes and gives us peace. So the war at Armageddon is for us, His people. Yeah, everybody's saying that, they're going to round people up and put them in the FEMA camps and all this and that. I'm not dwelling on what the things that they're doing. Because they can do what they want to do. They can plan what they want to plan. But we just observed Purim. And one thing that we acknowledge is how Haman had planned on wiping out the Jews. He planned on it. But the Most High let that plan backfire on Haman and his people. So they can plan whatever they want to plan. But Purim teaches us that the Most High will move for His people. He will make a way for His people. And so I don't worry myself with what they're doing. We do have to be smart though, knowing that, they are planning things. And we just make sure that we are not affected by getting close to the Most High, first and foremost. And then He'll reveal to us the things that we need to do to just not be taken. That we can survive off the land without their help. Our people that went through what they went through in Hurricane Harvey and in Texas and other places, our people, you know, had to go to these government assisted places for help, for food and clothing and things. But we have to learn how to survive. We got to learn how to survive. Because it seems like, first of all, we need the Most High first and foremost. And then we need to just know how to survive in our hearts, because I've seen people saying that they didn't have dry clothes, they didn't have food, and we have to learn from the things that they were struggling with and just have ourselves ready for anything. Stock up on food that can survive floods, have seeds, know how to garden. The Most High will send rain, and He will even grow fast. And just have things, food and water. Have like water filters that you can get water from any water and clean it, by water filters. Just things to survive on the land. You hang up some clothes in the sun, the Most High will send the sun to dry those clothes. And the Most High will spare your house to where, it won't flood, or it won't flood as much. You still have the food that you stocked up on, the water and things, and you can survive until the electricity and things is back on. And we need to be working towards having our own lands, our own properties. That way they can't come and kick you out of your stuff, because these landlords, they probably wouldn't want people living, or certain land is owned by whatever and they want you to go off. But if you have your own, they can't make you do nothing. They can't make you do nothing. Like, I'm good. I'm good. I don't have to go off to their facilities because I'm good. We got this. And so, to me, the two witnesses is key to a lot of people. But to me, the two witnesses already came. People are still waiting on Elijah. To me, Elijah already came. The Messiah was Elijah. I did a video showing why I believe that. So whether you call him Yahweh Shai, which translates from Jesus, spiritually, he was Elijah. Through doctrine and manipulation of scripture, they got us believing that John was Elijah, but John clearly said he wasn't Elijah. He said who he was. He was the one crying in the wilderness. The second witness. Elijah and John. Those were the two that the prophets were talking about that were going to come. So, and we're waiting on the day of the Lord, the day of Yahweh, and the kingdom of heaven is at hand.